You were telling me, was it last night we were talking about Marlene's album? That,
yes.
That is a funny story.
I don't mean this harshly. However, I was in Paris with some friends. I was with Noel Coward and Jeanette Spanier and her husband, and we were just sitting around in Jeanette and her husband's sitting room, and in came Marlene, and she'd been doing a tour of oh my goodness, many
Moscow,
countries.
Denmark.
And she came in with a great big record, you know, bigger than a 12-inch. It was about a... And she said, "Oh, darling, hello. How... Would anybody like to hear my record?" So we all said, "Sure, we'd like to hear your record." What are we going to say? "No, we don't want to hear your record." And of course, we'd like to hear your record. There were just 4 of us there. Marlene was 5. So she put the record on, and it was just applause.
She jumped around and showed you the applause.
Well, she'd show me, you know, sometimes the applause would vary. And she'd say, "That's Frankfurt." Then there'd be great, and "That's Berlin." And, you know, but not one note of music. She didn't sing. There was no orchestra, just applause. And Noel turned to me in the middle and said, "I hope there isn't another side to this album." And there was.
You know the Greek theater here in Hollywood. It's an open-air theater. And I played there, I guess about 4 years ago. And it's always played, you know, you play it in the summertime. And there are an awful lot of insects involved. Because the lights attract all kinds of moths. And I don't care for them at all. I've got enough problems without dragonflies in my petticoat and so on. And I tried to think ahead, so I had a little jeweled flip gun, you know, in the footlights. But I just spent the whole performance, ran out of spray before the second number and didn't do any. Bats flew in. So finally, I did it was rather distressing to keep going. And at the end of my act, that was in the old days when I really overplayed the tramp, you know, the tramp number, and did Over the Rainbow with the Dirty Face and all that. But really, I was just perspiring. People thought I was crying with. But at any rate, I sat down with my big shoes over the, you know, over the footlights and sang Over the Rainbow to a gentle string section. And it was just a pin spot on my dirty little face. And I got about one chorus into Over the Rainbow, which is a marvelous song, I must say. But it takes, well, I'm not going to say, a moth flew in my mouth. Now, in the middle of Get Happy, you can go, He wasn't a big enough moth for the audience to have seen, so I could say, "Pardon me," and, you know, nobody could see it, so they wouldn't know what I was doing if I made a fuss. So I just thought, well, how will I finish? And I went, and I parked him for a whole chorus and a half, and he flew around in my seat. Faster vibrato than ever that night. And I finished it, and when the lights went out, there was great stamping, and
Tell them a story about Happy Harry.
Oh,
I know. Come on, they want to hear all the stuff I hear.
Oh, well, we did this. My 2 sisters and I did a tour in throughout Washington and Oregon, all the rotten cities, all the little cities, not the main cities. And even let us in. But we did. It was a tour, so the acts stayed together for about 6 weeks, and there was we followed a miserable comedian, most depressed comedian I've ever known, called Happy Harry. And he used to come on in 2. You know what that means. The curtain is quite a ways back, so that there's a lot of room. And the music would start. His entrance music was sort of... There was only 3 pieces in the band. There were piano, drums, and some violin or trumpet. So it was an empty pit with just 3 pieces in it. Now, Happy Harry would wait in back of the curtain, and the manager of the tour would make us wait all the way through Happy Harry's act to make sure we were ready, you know. So we watched this poor thing every night. And they played... And he'd break through and say, "Hello, everybody, this is Happy Harry." And he'd go on to the most terrible stories, and we were... Well, this one time, I think you would still want me to go?
Oh, yes!
Well, this one town we hit, they put him in 1 instead of 2, which meant he only had that much space, you know, between the pit and himself. So we were in the wings, as usual, at the Gum Sisters, and the music went... And he went, "Hello, everybody!" Right into the...
It's more.
He fractured his leg in 3 places very badly. And we were in the wings. Can I stand up?
Sure.
We were in the wings, just standing, and the manager said, "Go on!" So we had to sing Dinah. You know, we went, "Dinah, is there anyone?" And this poor thing in the pit was going,